For centuries, people have been fascinated by prophecies. Humans have always wanted to know what the future might bring. Kings once asked oracles before wars, explorers searched for signs before dangerous journeys, and ordinary people listened carefully whenever someone claimed to see beyond the present. Most predictions disappear quickly and are forgotten. But sometimes a name appears that refuses to fade. A name surrounded by mystery and controversy. One of those names is Baba Vanga. Baba Vanga was born in 1911 in a small rural region in the Balkans. Her real name was Vangeliya Pandeva Gushterova. She grew up in a poor farming community where life was simple and difficult. Nothing in her childhood suggested she would one day become famous across the world. Then a strange event changed everything. When she was still a young girl, a powerful storm struck the region. According to the story repeated for decades, a violent whirlwind lifted her from the ground and carried her across a nearby field. When villagers finally found her, she was injured and covered in dust and debris. Sand had badly damaged her eyes. Over time, her sight slowly faded until she became completely blind. For most people, losing sight would mean losing independence. But something unusual began happening after the accident. Baba Vanga started describing visions and strange images appearing in her mind. She spoke about events that had not happened yet. At first, people believed it was imagination or trauma from the storm. But the stories continued and villagers began paying attention. Soon people started visiting her house with questions. Some wanted help finding lost items. Others asked about missing relatives. According to many accounts, Baba Vanga sometimes gave answers that seemed impossible for her to know. She described locations or situations with surprising detail. In several cases, the information she gave later appeared to be correct. Word spread across the region. More visitors arrived every year. Farmers, soldiers, teachers, and even political officials traveled long distances to meet the blind woman who claimed to see visions of the future. Some visitors left convinced they had witnessed something extraordinary. Others remained skeptical and believed the predictions were coincidences or clever guesses. Despite the debate, the legend of Baba Vanga continued to grow. Many supporters claim she predicted major world events. Some believe she foresaw large disasters and political changes decades before they happened. Critics argue these predictions were often written down after the events occurred and therefore cannot be proven. The truth remains uncertain. Yet one part of her story continues to capture attention. It is not just individual predictions. It is a warning about the future of humanity. According to several interpretations, Baba Vanga described a world becoming more powerful, but also more fragile. She spoke about rapid technological progress, machines becoming more intelligent, communication connecting every corner of the planet, humanity gaining abilities previous generations could not imagine. But alongside these advancements, she warned about growing instability. Powerful technology could bring progress, but also new dangers. Political tensions could rise as nations compete for resources and influence. Environmental pressures could increase as the planet struggles to keep up with human activity. In some versions of the prophecy, Baba Vanga described a moment when humanity would face a crossroads, a point where the direction of the future could change dramatically. One path would lead toward cooperation and innovation, countries working together, scientists developing solutions to global problems, humanity expanding its knowledge and exploring space. The other path would look very different. Instead of cooperation, there would be division, nations competing rather than collaborating, short-term decisions replacing long-term planning. In a world filled with powerful technology, even small conflicts could grow into much larger crises. Another mysterious part of the prophecy involves space. Baba Vanga reportedly suggested that one day humanity would begin looking beyond Earth, not only out of curiosity, but also out of necessity. The idea of exploring other planets might become more important than anyone once believed. Today, the world already shows signs of many of these possibilities. Technology continues advancing at incredible speed. Artificial intelligence systems analyze vast amounts of information. Rockets travel deeper into space than ever before. Scientists develop medical discoveries that once seemed impossible. But history also teaches an important lesson. The greatest dangers humanity faces often come from human decisions rather than natural forces. Civilizations in the past have collapsed not because of lack